Chapter 9, The Doobays Estate. A man was standing in the front of me with his hands clasped. He was looking at me, or rather, at the other me. She came. He stared at me defiantly, and I felt goosebumps running down my spine, or rather, just as if it was mine. You're early today, Devdas. Is Indira here? We need to discuss the omen. I touched my stomach awkwardly, then frowned. She's received the ambassador. Can we postpone this conversation? No. It's coming true. 2 world wars, massive repressions in the Soviet Union, earthquakes in Ashgabat, outbreak of war in Korea, nuclear explosions. Do you need more? Shall I keep going? No, I thought the primordial yajna would fix everything. That's not enough. Don't resist, it's inevitable. And it's beneficial for both of us. For all of us. I'm not resisting, your boy is worthy. Just scared. Mother sometimes makes you feel scared to remind you of your greatness. Be firm in your loyalty to her. Doubt stirred in my chest. Your choices will affect the present. I'm gonna disagree. Blind faith is not for me. What good is faith if it's without reason? Your beliefs should come from understanding. Be very cautious with the statements you make. Indira will beat you with a stick for that sort of talk again. A stick won't change my opinion. When I opened my eyes, all I could see was a dark, boundless sky and a blood moon above me. The air had become noticeably cooler, and the noise of the streets had faded away. I was sitting on the ground among the greenery, leaning against the fence. I have witnessed something in the past again. Devdas, Indira. How did I even fall asleep in the garden? I could swear I just closed my eyes for a moment. My body was stiff. I'd spent at least an hour and a half in that position. It's already dark. The ritual must have started. I need to get into Kalagat. I think there will be guards. Ritual, right? Only main entrances. I doubt they'll guard every corner, but Shekhar could be standing at the entrance to the garden as usual. There must be guards also on the main gate. Your assumption will affect the plot. When I was about to get up, something attracted my attention. The tile I was sitting on seemed familiar to me. It's made of dark mineral with gold streaks. I saw a piece of the stone in the Klipagrami forest. You examined the altar of the forest, remembered what that looked like. The Kalagat garden is paved with the same mineral and material. Interesting. The garden was empty and dark. I carefully moved towards the temple, trying to stay closer to the plants. I heard a displeased voice coming from behind me. What are you doing? I startled and turned around abruptly. What? How? The last place you need to be right now is the Temple of Kali. I shouldn't have told you about the ritual. I want to see what Amrit is doing. It's not for your eyes, Amala. You cannot interrupt the sacred flow of energy. I won't break the flow. I'm not planning to distract Doobay from whatever he's doing. I just wanted to see what's going on in there. You shouldn't. It's not in my power to stop you, but you should remember 2 things. You will be responsible for any consequences. That's number 1. Going in there is stepping into the lion's den. That's number 2. I looked at Raton's divine attire. Why are you dressed like that? I left Thomas Vitala just for you, and I'm not going to show myself to anyone else. Knowing that I was standing next to a deity made me feel slightly uncomfortable and flustered. I won't cause any trouble. That's something I find extremely hard to believe. Well, it's up to you. I have no right to detain you. Berton blinked rapidly. He seemed lost in thought for a couple seconds and then frowned. I have to go. Be careful. Where to? Did something happen? It's grand. He's somewhere around here. He's getting far too close. A moment later, Berton literally disappeared. The sight left me speechless. Gabriel? Somewhere around here. Did Berton leave to intervene? He keeps the order and, to some extent, manages people's fate. But then, why did he say he has no right to stop me? I didn't waste any more time and moved towards the temple. As I expected, one of the main entrances were guarded, so that no one was from the outside could get into the temple. It was impossible to enter the garden because of Shektar was guarding it. Therefore, they must have deemed it pointless to put guards at the back entrances. I could safely walk to the door, through which I saw Amryn enter. As I got closer, I slowed down and switched to soft, quiet steps. I opened the door just as carefully, not letting it creak. I heard male voices around the corner. I was right. The guards are not everywhere. Yay. I wish I could perform such rituals. Your wife would have you killed after the first time. I quickly slipped inside. I was overwhelmed by the smell of incense. The atmosphere in the hall was eerie, and I could hear strange, monotonous music coming from somewhere. The room was immersed in a red haze, and there were splashes of blood on the floor. Oh, someone was stabbed here? But there was too little blood for it to be a human sacrifice. Either the person wasn't killed or wasn't a person at all. The scene made me curious. What power does blood have, and why is it so necessary for every ritual? I'd like to learn more about it. The sound distracted me from my thoughts. Slaps, muffled screams, moans. I moved confidently in the next hall, wondering what I would see there. When I got to the entrance of the second hall, I stopped and listened. The sounds became much louder. It was clear that everything was happening right here. I peeked around the corner to catch a glimpse of it all. There were several golden dishes with leftover food on the floor, as well as a golden goblet. The smell of incense was much stronger here. A woman's moans were interrupted by a commanding male voice. Oh god, it's Doobay. I need to get closer. I want to have a proper look. Okay. I took a timid step forward and saw Amrit, half naked, moving rhythmically, long dark hair wrapped around his fist. A nude woman was in front of him, part of her body hidden by red silk. She cried out in pleasure every time he entered. Amrit was looking at her, a euphoric and smug expression on his face. He was clearly enjoying himself. Beads of sweat trickled down his body. Strands of hair fell across his beautiful, chiseled face. Arch your back. The woman standing on all fours lifted her head, moaning again. It was Yashvi. Doobay wasn't gentle with her, but she seemed to enjoy that greatly. At some point, he pulled her towards him, roughly grabbing her wrists. I told you to arch your back, didn't you hear me? He quickly complied, pushing forward. His cruelty only seemed to make her moan harder. Do keep in mind to have to watch what all we do and say because of YouTube, just in case you don't do choices with me. Holding a goblet, Anna drained it in one gulp. A red drop of wine trickled down his chin. As he was licking his lips, he suddenly looked up and saw me. My heart sank, but I didn't move. A smirk appeared on his lips, but he didn't stop. He saw me watching, didn't take his eyes off me. Do you like it? Is he talking to me? You saw the person enamored liked you watching. This will play an important role in the story. I frowned, feeling suddenly angry. I didn't quite understand why, but rage started rising inside of me. No. I said in a half whisper, but I knew he read my lips perfectly. We looked at each other for a few moments longer before I lifted my chin and hurried away. Something tells me she's the other side of this coin. I just get that vibe all of a sudden. Returning to the first hall, I tried to escape from Kelligat. Everything around me felt suffocating. The red haze, the pungent smell of incense, the atmosphere thick with passionate sexual energy. Suddenly, someone roughly grabbed me from behind. I started squirming, easily slipped out of the man's grasp, but at the last moment he managed to grab my wrist. Not so fast. I turned around and saw Shekhar. Did you get lost, Birdie? The master will be furious. Wait for him to finish. Without giving me any time to answer, Shekhar pressed a damp cloth to my face. I tried to break free, but he held me tight. It became harder and harder to move. My limbs started tingling, feeling strangely cold. In a few moments, I started to lose consciousness. Right before passing out, I thought flashed through my mind. Is this really how I'm gonna die? When I opened my eyes, I was in a familiar room, and feelings were also familiar. I was in someone else's body, seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Promise me you won't betray me. How could I? You will be threatened, blackmailed, but you should tell them you don't know anything. Devdas Doobay will be furious. This is a bad idea, miss. Don't do it. It's for the greater good. We all need it. I don't want to take part in it. I'm scared. Your mother won't let you. She holds so much power. She will not give up on everything your family has achieved. The only thing my mother loves more than power is her children. Me and Kamal. All the noble families agreed. Don't you respect their decision? This is crazy. Killing your youngest children. There's no choice. It's going to happen and there's nothing you can do about it. I shivered, fear, horror coursing through me. All kinds of thoughts were swarming in my head. I felt that they were very dangerous, or rather, she felt it. The sun woke me up. I opened my eyes and I was lying in a soft bed. For the first few seconds, looking at the ceiling, I didn't understand where I was. My brain is mush, and because my head hurt so bad, I don't remember a bloody thing. Sitting up in the bed, I finally realized that I was in someone else's bedroom. Where am I? Also, you're wearing, like, white or silver? I jumped to my feet and began to look around the room. Couldn't recognize anything of what I could see from the balcony. A knock on the door startled me. Miss, your breakfast and change of clothes. Face seemed very familiar. Where am I? At the Doobays Estate. Who are you? My name is Madhu. My master ordered me to bring you food in these clothes. The woman left everything on the table and rushed out of the bedroom before I could ask any other questions. Am I inside the Doobays mansion? Why was she looking at me like that? You're standing in lingerie. Everything that happened yesterday wasn't a dream. Shekhar must have sedated me. He's going to regret it. He will regret touching me and drugging me. I won't forget it. I looked at the clothes and at the food. Right then I realized that I was in my underwear. Who dared to undress me? I have no choice to use these clothes. For breakfast, I won't eat. I have no reason to trust Doobay. To hell with him. Everything that happened yesterday rushed back into my head. They kissed me in the garden. Only a couple hours later, he was having sex with someone else. I don't understand how I feel. Confused, upset, everything's been happening at once. Was he just playing with me? What's the meaning of what's going on between us? There's no use guessing. I'd rather ask him directly. There were 3 outfits to choose from in front of me. I had to get dressed. We have light attire, purple luxury, translucent outfit. I like the purple one better. And with this jewelry to complete my look? We have an unusual tiara, an expensive tiara, a small tiara. I'll go with the expensive one. It's free right now, because Diamond Rush. Hee. I looked at my reflection in the mirror. It's as if he left me half naked on purpose. Okay, I can't stay here forever. They're probably waiting for me back home. God forbid Killian finds out that I went missing. I left the room. After wandering around the hallway for a while, I found the stairs and walked down. I found myself in a spacious, richly decorated room where a man was sitting with his legs crossed. He immediately noticed me, looking up from his book. Good morning. Yep, he's familiar. It's a man from my dreams, but he's older. Don't be so shy. Come here. I didn't dare to disobey him, and I nervously approached Devis Doobay. You're Amrit's father, am I right? Yes. We often are told that we look alike. And you are a Mullah Khan. Yes. You're very beautiful, just like Amrit told me. Did he speak about me? Are you surprised? I don't really know what he thinks of me, so yes, I am. My son likes you. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. I don't think Amrit liked anyone at all. He is not one to throw himself at someone's feet to kiss them. Aish told me that you visited Clippagrami. Did you like it there? He was clearly egging me on. I didn't understand what answer he was expecting from me. It's a strange place with strange people. He laughed. His laugh was velvety and low, just like Amrit. I couldn't agree more. Do you know Raton? As well as you do. Is he hinting at his divine origin? He got up from the sofa, looking me straight in the eye. Yes. How curious it is. Do you like Calcutta? There are good and bad things about it, but I still really like it here. It's great. Despite the fact that you are partly British and didn't grow up here, your Indian blood seems to be taking over. You know where I come from. My son told me. He said you're interested in Shaktism. Yes, it interests me. Oh, just a lot smarter than a woman I used to know. I hope your fate will be better than hers. What is he talking about? If I'm not mistaken, you're investigating the British diplomat's case. How's that going? Why the hell is he asking me this? Is it challenging? How come you were interested? Do you find it strange? Just curious. As usual, the British only come to India and poke their nose into things they don't understand. Nothing can stop me. Okay, so we have 53 to 40. I'm doing my best. Nothing can stop me. I'll figure everything out and do my job properly. The locals have been keeping silent. I'm sure you helped with that. But like you, I know many secret paths I can follow to get the truth. What kind of truth are you trying to get to, Amala? Are you really looking for the diplomat, or are you trying to answer your own questions? The two things are connected, obviously. The man looked at me with a satisfied grin and then nodded. Well, I hope you'll find what you're looking for. And I hope the answers won't disappoint you. I'll tell Amrit to come here. You probably want to talk to him. I'll see you later, Amala. Mr. Doobay left the room. I had a couple moments to catch my breath, and then I sat down wearily on the sofa. He played some role in the past, and he was in the Clipagrami Forest as a priest. Priya said that Doobay put his son in charge. I had guessed they were involved. The priest in red, which is since the first I came to Calcutta, must be Amrit. The ritual in Caligot must be the least extreme of all the duties he will have to carry out. The thought that I was in the house that belonged to murderers made me shudder. Somewhere inside me, part of me wished that I was being too hasty in blaming Amrit for everything. The choices you made earlier allowed you to develop a new theory. But none of my wishes had come true as of late. It was pointless to hope for the best. The Doobays were murderers worshipping Kali. I turned around when I heard footsteps approaching. Amrit dressed in purple, Amrit dressed in light, Amrit. Fine, we'll let him have purple as well. It's weird I'm paying for his diamond clothes. Amrit, your relationship with him has significantly improved. Good morning. Yesterday's scene immediately came back to me. His tense, sweaty body, his rough hands squeezing Yashvi. Amrit noticed how abruptly I looked away. He smiled. My people didn't even notice you sneaking into the temple. You are as stealthy as a cat. He walked on, sat on the sofa, and crossed his legs. Did you sleep well? Shekhar made sure I did. Believe me, he was severely punished. For what? Was it you who ordered him to stop me? Stop you, yes, but not sedate you with chloroform. Serves him right. He is a cruel and vicious man. Whoa, what an angry remark. Is there a lot of cruelty inside of you? No, but the way he acted is unacceptable. I agree, I didn't like it either. Is he worried about me? I wish you no harm, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here. It's a pity that you aren't clever enough to fully understand it, though. And what makes you say that? You shouldn't have eaten breakfast Madhu brought you. Why? I don't trust you. I don't care. It's you, the one who will stay hungry, not me. He looked at me from head to toe. Purple's your color, the power, or color of wealth, power, greatness. I like that you chose the most luxurious outfit. I put it on because I liked it, that's it. It doesn't matter. Amrit finds you very attractive. I woke up in my underwear. Who undressed me? I did. No one else has the right to see you half naked. Except for the maid, of course. Well, neither do you. Really? But you saw me yesterday. I didn't know I would see that. Don't be ridiculous. You knew what I was doing. At least you heard it first. Did you like it? No. I don't believe you. You performed Maithuna with Yashvi. Is that a crime? No, but if you turn to the Mahanarana Tantra, it means that you are a Kali worshipper and follow the path of Vamchara, the left-hand Tantra. A lot of these things fit the description of the person we're looking for. You think that because you stole a book once, now you know everything? Yes, I know you did that too. What's mine always comes back to me. It was smart of you to take the original. You would have read all kinds of nonsense in the interpretation. Sighing, Amrit continued. I'm a priest performing these rituals as my job. And you're fine with it. You look disappointed. Why? Forget it. I was making it far too obvious that I was interested in him. Otherwise, why would I have been upset by what happened yesterday? He kissed me, and then he did all those things with another woman. This man clearly can't get attached to anyone. He's just playing with me. While I was thinking, he was looking at me. He stepped closer. There are duties that I cannot neglect. The release of energy during a ritual is extremely important. Then don't kiss me anymore. Why not? That's what I want. That's not acceptable. Why? I don't have any feelings for the one I had the ritual with. For me, that's just another annoying task I have to perform. But you enjoyed it, didn't you? Of course I did. That's necessary for the ritual. But Yashi means nothing to me. Nothing at all. I sighed heavily. We clearly spoke different languages. Fine, forget it. Do you think our bodies can be controlled so easily? You hate me now, but if I do this... He carefully grazed my neck, gently running his fingers along it. I didn't move. You like this, don't you? Damn, feels good. No. You're a liar, Amala. He got up and stood in front of me, one knee resting on the sofa. He leaned closer. And what if I do this? His lips grazed my neck. My hand slid lower to my shoulder. I pressed my back against the sofa. His touch sent a wave of goosebumps down my body, so strong that I almost flinched. The intense chemistry between us was undeniable, and my body couldn't resist it. A fire raged within me with every time Amrit touched me. A little more and I won't be able to stop him. I know Amrit won't be one to stop. I touched his hand as he placed it on my knee. My movements were timid, awkward, as if I was forcing myself to stop him. Gently holding my face, Amrit covered my neck with kisses. They made my head spin. Then he bit me lightly, his lips slowly rising higher. Our eyes were on the same level now, and his breath tickled my skin. Any better now? No. But you're burning up, I can feel it. You are too. I never said I wasn't. You make me feel something interesting. I know I feel it, even stronger when I kiss you. You won't dare. You won't dare stop me. He leaned a little closer to me, grazing my lips with his, just a feather-light touch, but so tempting. I rested my hands on his chest, stopping him. He was too close. Tension was rising between us. We remained still for a moment, then I gave up and grabbed him by his neck and drew him to me. A violent surge of emotion overcame us both as we merged in a long, painfully anticipated kiss. I immediately felt his tongue on mine. The scent of cherry and chocolate made me take a ragged, deep breath. Passionate, sweet, lustful. That's how it was. I had to stifle a moan when he pressed me to him. He held me tightly around my waist with one hand and ran the other through my hair. My mind went blank, not a single thought left. I completely surrendered to my feelings. Heightened sensations, warmth in the pit of my stomach, and thrilling, incredible pleasure. I didn't understand how a simple kiss could do this to me. We pulled away for a moment, panting. He ran his thumb over my lips, looking at me intensely. I was flushed, a little short of breath from the rush of passion that had come over me, but that clearly wasn't enough for either of us. He whispered softly into my ear. This is what I was talking about. Something that I have never experienced with anyone else in my life. He really liked kissing you. One could give anything for such a connection. There's no connection between us. There is, and you feel it. He pulled away from me, a little, once a look into my eyes. Standing up and taking a few steps back, he then said, maybe you'd like to take part in the Maithuna ritual? With me? What? After Devi Puja is over, we will immediately start preparing for Kali Puja, and that will take much more energy. With you, I would be able to perform the most powerful and voluptuous Maithuna ever. Why? Because of this energy between us, one touch is enough to feel it. I was at a loss. Amrit saw my confusion. You don't have to answer right away, just think about it. Shekhar will take you home. If he touches me, I'll rip his hands off. I'm not kidding. Amrit laughed. Whatever you say. He won't dare do anything like that again. A severe punishment taught him to obey better. Amrit said goodbye to me. Told me I had a few days to think about his offer while Durja Puja was still going on. Shekhar picked me up a few minutes later. He didn't even look too good. Let's go. We got to our destination quickly. Before I got out of the car, Shekhar stopped me. My master told me to apologize to you. Apologize then. I'd like to hear that. I didn't realize that you were of any importance to the young master, so I crossed the line. Had I known that it was you he was waiting to come with from England, I wouldn't have behaved that way. Wait, what? What? Did you say Doobays were waiting for me to come from England? Yes. When he ordered Vaish to bring you here. Or did I say too much? No, I knew already. I was just checking. I rushed out of the car and headed home as fast as I could. Shit! They were already waiting for me in the house. Killian was standing in the living room when he saw me. He raised his eyebrows in relief. Priyanka and Kiran were nearby. As soon as I entered, my brother rushed to hug me, silently without shouting at me or reapproaching me. He whispered softly, so that only I could hear. I reached out to everyone when you didn't come home last night. I already thought the worst had happened. I hugged him tightly, looking up at the others. Bloody hell, Amala, you'll be the end of me. I tried to convince them that it was too early to panic, but they wouldn't listen to me. I'm sorry. I had some errands to run. I couldn't call. Since I was unconscious. What happened? I want to hear all the details, Amala. What happened? Can we talk about this later? I need to catch my breath. I promise I'll explain everything. Killian, better leave her alone. I doubt she didn't come home just because she felt like it. The man shook his head, but agreed. I'll call you. God, I'm so glad you're okay. Pierre looked at me again. I guess you'd like to rest for a while. Yes, that would be nice. I'll come and talk to you later. Okay. Before saying goodbye, I gave Killian the information I'd learned about Amrit and where to look for the diplomat's body. I didn't know what I was more afraid of. They would find the body or that they wouldn't. But I didn't want to think about it. I lay down on the bed and closed my eyes. Soon after, I fell asleep in the evening. My brother came to wake me up. He said that Killian was on the phone asking for me. Calling so late, something must have happened. I was right. Using the information I'd gathered, Killian, Gabriel, and several other officers went to the place I'd mentioned. There in the forest, they found Mr. Hayes' body decapitated. I give it a 4. Alright, so, with independence we gain 2, loyalty 1, respect 5, rage 3, kind 7ness, yes, 7ness. Oh man, brain, how are you doing today? And that's about it. So besides getting the diamonds, Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember that if you did enjoy, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description of the video. Plenty of things to check out there, ways to support, and ways to become more of an intricate part of this community. Aside from that, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this? Did you hate it? Do you have mixed feelings? Do you have questions? Any and all comments I'd love to read and even answer. Or, you know, whatnot. For me, I'm just pretty much going with the flow. This is a very interesting book. I do like it. And I'm just kind of seeing where it goes, really. The only input I have so far is I feel like she's the other side of the coin. You know, if you remember the right and left hand, right? You are somehow just kind of like an unaware, maybe unconscious part of a deity or something that you don't consciously know, you know, you are or aren't or whatnot, right? Kind of like you're just sleeping right now, right? And you're being awoken by the events and everything that's going on here. That's my only thought, theory, or whatnot. So, aside from that, thanks again for watching. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.